The old saying about casting your bread upon the waters and having it returned a hundredfold seems to me to apply precisely to the game of rugby union football. Like thousands of my fellow New Zealanders and many thousands of many races throughout the world, I have cast my bread upon the waters of rugby and had it returned to me a hundredfold in the way of friendships, experiences, memories to last a lifetime, and the charity and unselfishness which are the basis of all that's best in sport. I have no patience with those who decry sport. Properly played, properly approached, it has a proper part in life. Like manners, it helps to make the man.
How would I describe rugby, the sport, to a non-player? Someone who's never played it.
I mean, it's intense, yeah.
I normally explain that soccer was first, rugby was second. It brought rugby to America and made American football out of it. So there's similarities between both soccer and American football, except it's a continuous clock and limited substitution.
I would describe rugby as a dynamic sport where ball possession is the key and use of all 15 of your teammates is the element that makes you a successful rugby team. It has elements of the sport of football in that it requires tackling, but it has all of the elements of the sport of basketball in that it involves overlaps, two-on-ones, finding the open man, and creating opportunities to score.
The sport of rugby has had its footprint in Norman, Oklahoma for the last 45 years. The University of Oklahoma boasts one of the most successful and historically rich athletic programs in the United States. The rugby program is no exception to that, claiming multiple tournament championships and a plethora of conference championships. While rugby is considered to be the ultimate team sport, every team's story breaks down to the journey of the person.
Anyway, I was playing football on scholarship at Central State, and DT comes and says, "Hey, why don't you go to Arkansas with me?" I wasn't traveling with the team. It was my freshman year. They just come off a national championship. So I said, sure. So I went to Arkansas in 1980, and it was the fall, and I had no idea, you know, what was going to happen or anything. I just knew I wanted to go play.
So one of my friends I'd met at a party was talking about rugby and how she played rugby, and they were looking for new people to join, and so I ended up going to practice, that first practice in the spring after that party, and meeting all these people, and I was the only new person there, and so no one actually learned my name for like weeks, but it was fine.
I was fortunate to play on the very first team. First rugby match I ever saw was the first rugby match I ever played in.
I played my first match in Norman on the old rugby field, and after I played my first match, I just enjoyed it so much that I just kept at it for years and years and years.
I was actually just sitting in my dorms the first semester of my freshman year, and I got one of those blast emails from the university, and they said, come try out for the rugby team. I'm just like, okay.
Wilson put this together. We had about 3 or 4 practices. He got some of his buddies that he played with at Fort Sill, and we went to Lawton, Oklahoma and played in a rugby tournament. We were the first match of the tournament, so again, most of us had never even seen the game played, and we went out and played a rugby match. And to say the least, it stuck.
For the people that watch this video, hopefully one of them is Travis Gatewood. Travis Gatewood and I were friends in high school, and he tried to get me to play rugby. I kept telling him no, being that I was not a very big dude in high school, size-wise, and Travis was a 6'4", 240-pound young eagle, right? So there's no way I'm playing full contact rugby with you, man. Well, shortly after high school graduation, we're hanging out at a party, and it's a Friday night, and he says, you want to go to Wichita for a party on Saturday, like tomorrow? Yeah, man, I'm up for that. Cool. So this dude shows up at my house at 5 in the morning, beating on my front door like he's the police. I wake up in a stupor because we were at the party not 3 hours earlier, and he's like, all right, we're going to Wichita for that party. I was like, it's 5 in the morning, why would I go to Wichita? You're coming to Wichita, it's gonna be fun, you're gonna have a good time. All right, let me put some stuff together. Do you have a pair of soccer cleats? Yeah, I got a pair of soccer cleats, bring them. All right, and it's 5 in the morning, I'm still drunk, I didn't know what to do, so I grabbed soccer cleats and the keys to your mom's minivan. All right, so we hijack my mom's minivan, I sleep in the passenger seat, I wake up in Wichita at the rugby pitch and have to play sevens as the 7th guy, and just never stopped playing rugby ever since.
The driving force that created such outstanding club culture is the club's most sacred tradition: varsity alumni. A celebration so epic that it cannot be contained to a single day.
Varsity Alumni Weekend is when all the old guys come out and they like to show that they can still play.
They're out there and they're ready to really take your head off.
And they beat varsity every year, and it's a hard-fought game, and maybe they bend the rules a little bit, but they can still play pretty well.
Sometimes you have people come from England and Japan and all over the world to come be part of one weekend.
Last year I didn't know like what I was getting into, and then like this year I have been looking forward to varsity alumni like all year. So I would say like to understand varsity alumni, you really do have to experience it.
Varsity alumni, I have participated in so many varsity alumni now. And each year they're like, Michelle, are you technically an alumni now? And I'm like, nah, I'm still in school, man. I mean, master's student, I graduated, but this is still my team, you know? I'm still the captain, I can't just switch.
Go at it and beat the crap out of each other for 80 minutes.
I don't remember my first one.
Varsity Alumni Weekend. There's not another event like it in any sport that's played anywhere in the world. We have an event where players who have been part of our program come back for a weekend and no matter their age or physical condition, decide to play a rugby match against our varsity squad, the kids that have been working out, that are 20-year-olds that are in the best shape of their lives, against the alumni that some of which haven't played in a while. I don't want to jinx anything, but it is clearly the most sacred record in the history of any sport. They've never beaten us. They never will.
In order. So Thursday we have the biggest touch game.
I'm partial to Silly Booger because I'm partial to Silly Booger on Thursday nights. Where you don't tackle, you just tag them,
The banquet is a way for the young guys to see the alumni and how good they were, and at their prime, and all their achievements, and whoever gets inducted in the Hall of Fame, all the players know, all right, that guy's like a badass. Like, that guy knows what he's doing, knows what he's talking about, and he's a good guy, and you can always count on him, as with the tradition of the rugby team.
Meet and greets, like Friday we have the banquet.
And we have kind of a big dinner and celebrate. Johnny Veely started the Hall of Fame concept a while back, and so now we're doing that with the dinner.
Where we get to honor and bring into our Rugby Hall of Fame players that have really been part of our club, have really furthered the sport of rugby here on our campus. In many instances, forwarded the game of rugby across the country and the world.
It's honestly kind of like inspiring in a way, because you see all of these former OU players that went on to have like really good rugby careers, like they really continued with the sport.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame, P.J. Jones.
My favorite part is playing against the old players that were amazing players, and showing them that our team is keeping up the tradition that they built. I mean, as cliche as it is, like, just like excellence and lifting every day and working hard and going out and giving your entire body for the rugby field. And that's a tradition that all the old guys brought down to us, I think.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama.
Well, this is it, mates. It's up to us. We are a self-sustaining entity. We are captains of our fate. Masters of our soul. So will you answer the call? Will you answer the drive?
Drive.
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 45.
For 45.
45.
445.
The drive for 45 more years of friendships, 45 more years of championships, 45 more years
of glory.
When I woke up this morning,
And here comes Taylor Bokate. Here's the young man from Oklahoma.
Seemed like total silence was the only friend I had. A bowl of oatmeal tried to stare me down, and one knew it was 12 o'clock before I realized I was having no fun. But fortunately, I have the key to escape reality. And you may see me tonight with an illegal smile. It don't cost very much, but it lasts a long while. Won't you please tell the man I didn't kill anyone?
This is
No, I'm just trying to
USA
have
win
me
the gold
some
medal.
fun.
Here in Adelaide, first try in the World Series, and what a lovely moment for the young Oklahoma star.
Well, Matt Hawkins very strong again. Look at that lovely little inside no-look pass from Shalom Suniula.
The University of Oklahoma, former USA Under-20 Junior All-American captain.
I chased a rainbow down a one-way street, dead end, and all my friends turned out to be.
Drive. I missed the camera.
We have to look at it?
Yes.
I can't stop laughing now.
Drive. For 45.
That was disgusting. Hanging out on the beach. You know, I meet Clint Eastwood at
Drive for 45.
Drive. For 45.
Drive.
Drive.
Drive. For 45.
Well, if you throw, you count.
Yeah,
And I go off
that's
your
true.
count. That's fair. We're synced up.
Drive. For 45.
4:45.
I almost forgot what to say.
Drive. For 45.
Drive. 4:45.
You just don't
Sing
say
it. Sorry,
that.
I need to wait longer. You're right. Okay.
Just drive. Drive. We're starting on drive.
Drive for 45.
That was